European countries. And of course, now that ASEAN has been established, and I have to say that I take great pride in saying that in one of my father's last speeches, it was just before he was assassinated in 1947, he talked about the possibility of a regional organization, which is what ASEAN is now. So he was thinking about that way back in 1947. And now that ASEAN is in place, we do want to have more, not just friendly contacts, but practically mutually profitable contacts with our neighbors.
Talking about the US, you probably saw also Vice President Pence yesterday appealed to you and to Myanmar to let the two Reuters journalists out of jail. I think they got a sentence of 7 years. What is your response to Vice President Pence?
Well, I think what I want to know is whether they feel that there has been a miscarriage of justice. The case has been held in open court, and all the hearings have been open to everybody who wished to go and attend them. And if anybody feels that there has been a miscarriage of justice, I would like them to point it out. And I wonder whether very many people have actually read the summary of the judgment, which had nothing to do with a freedom of expression at all. It had to do with the Official Secrets Act. But I don't think anybody has actually bothered to read it. And they should read the summary and point out.
You've read it?
Of course, we are obliged to read it. And it would be, I think it would be very remiss of any member of the government not to have read it. But I would like them to read the judgment and point out where they think there has been a miscarriage of justice, if there has been a miscarriage of justice. And you know, of course, that due process allows them to appeal the sentence.
But I guess you also, as a democratic leader, don't feel comfortable with journalists being jailed.
It's not a matter of, they were not jailed because they were journalists. They were jailed because the court has, sentence has been passed on them because the court has decided that they had broken the Official Secrets Act. So if we believe in the rule of law, they have every right to appeal the judgment and to point out why the judgment is wrong, if they consider it wrong.
So looking at Myanmar, second largest country in ASEAN, more than 50 million people, a lot of aspirations. Still, a lot of people don't have access to electricity. There is still a lot of development issues. After 2 years, do you think you got the support from the international development community as you expected? Where do you feel that the international community can support more on Myanmar's transition into then in the future? I guess the aspiration is a middle-income country.
Well, actually, with regard, you mentioned electrification. I think the improvement in electrification is one of our achievements that has been noted by the Myanmar Living Conditions Survey. The improvement is very good, and it's particularly good because it has taken part in the rural areas. But with regard to whether we have received as much development aid as we expected, I can't say that we expected development aid as such. We've always taken it for granted that one has to earn what one's get, and even aid and assistance has to be earned by what you are able to put in as well. It's not just sitting there and waiting for somebody to help you, but helping yourself so that there are others who feel that they would be happy to take part in the enterprise as well.
Now, looking at this country in Vietnam, as mentioned in the Secretary General's message yesterday, there was like more than 50% poverty in this country just a few decades ago. And now there is only 3%. Are you expecting the same kind of development in your country? And do you think you have the policies currently to achieve this?
I think so. But of course, policies don't stay static. policies need to be changed. If it is obvious that change is needed, we must change and adapt. But we are very impressed by what Vietnam has achieved, and they've also shown that it's achievable.
Yeah. So we're getting close to the end because there is a live TV debate after us, but we are very pleased to have you back at our World Economic Forum Summit in ASEAN. And my last question is looking forward. The elections are coming up in 2020. I guess you will be running again as the leader of your party. Where do you think, if you also win the elections in 2020, where do you think Myanmar will be in 2025? What do you think you will achieve?
Well, let's get over one hump at a time.
Yeah.
I think first we've got to concentrate on winning the 2020 elections, and we want to win because we deserve to win, not because we want to win. And meaning to say that if we win the 2020 elections, I would like it to be because we have done enough for the country, for the people to accept that the party should continue to take responsibility. Of course, one always wonders whether it's a good idea to want to win the elections again and again. But part of the democratic process is that you work through a party system. So if you want to maintain the stability and if you want to continue with the development plans that you have laid down, then it becomes important to win the next elections. But I don't want that to be the be-all and the end-all for our political party. We want to be part of the process of, well, lifting our country out of poverty, of bringing sustainable peace and progress and prosperity. But in order to do that, practically speaking, it would be important to win the elections in 2020, and we just have to make sure that we make enough progress between now and then for the people to decide that they can safely continue to give us a responsibility to look after our country.
Thank you. Thank you so much to Dawn Aung San Suu Kyi, State Chancellor.
Thank you.